This video is going to show you how to resurrect 5 times, giving you a whopping 6 lives before you actually die in Sekiro. This is achieved by combining 2 hidden items which I'm going to explain how to get and how to use. The first one being the Hidden Tooth. The Hidden Tooth is a reusable item that you can use to essentially commit suicide. Here is an example of what happens without using the Hidden Tooth. When you die in Resurrect, the remaining resurrections you have will be striked out with a black stroke mark, meaning that if you die now, you're dead for good regardless of whether you die naturally or if you use the Hidden Tooth. The only way to undo this without using items is by executing a death blow, otherwise this is normally your final life. This time I use the Hidden Tooth before he kills me, so I won't have the black stroke marks across the remaining resurrection nodes, meaning that I can resurrect again if I die. This is where you would heal and have another crack at the boss, but if I get close to dying again, then I'm going to be ready to use the Hidden Tooth a second time. This will allow me to come back to life, but also have access to my final resurrection node. Now after using the Hidden Tooth twice, you'll no longer need to use the Hidden Tooth, and that's because you're on your final resurrection node anyway. But if you do die again, you'll now be on your 4th and what would normally be your final life using the Hidden Tooth. However, this is when you can spice things up a bit and get an extra 2 lives by using another rarely used item. The items in question are none other than the 2 different Jizo statues, the red one and the pink one. But there is a major catch by doing this, and I'm going to explain that soon. They both do the same thing in that when you have a resurrection node that is not filled up, it'll fill it up for you and will also remove the black stroke mark if your resurrections are locked, essentially giving you a whole extra life. But if you're just that bad at the game and happen to die again, then you can also use the other Jizo statue and do it again. But once you lose this life in Resurrect, you're now on your 6th and absolute final life, so from here it's do or die. That's the magic behind having 6 lives. However, the major problem I mentioned earlier is that you can only get 1 of the pink Jizo statues in a playthrough and a limited amount of the red Jizo statues. But there is a way to use them in an unlimited way, which I'll go into next, and that is by only using them in the gauntlet challenges. The thing about the gauntlets is that any items you use during the attempt will restock back into your inventory once the challenge is done, whether you win or lose. So this is essentially the perfect place to make use of the 6 lives if you really need it. If you don't know what gauntlet challenges are, they're essentially boss rush challenges that unlock when you complete the game. There's 4 gauntlets in total and they reward you with an S tier combat art as well as new outfits. So this for sure is where you want to make the most of these items. But I can't stress this enough, you only get 1 of the pink Jizo statue in a playthrough, so if you waste it during the main story outside of Gauntlet, you'll never have the 6 lives option again until a new playthrough. So I would say stick to using the Hidden Tooth throughout the game, giving you access to 4 lives. But if say you're fighting the Sword Saint Ishin and you're so close to winning, maybe you can use the red Jizo statue because you will get more of these throughout the game, but only do so as a last resort and only if you're confident you're going to win. Now as for obtaining these items, you can get the Hidden Tooth if you return to Hanbei the Undying after you've obtained the Mortal Blade. He's located at the very beginning of the game. Finish his dialogue and tell him about the Mortal Blade. Eventually, you'll have to rest at an idol, and when you come back, you'll be able to kill him for good. Absorb the item that he leaves behind, which is none other than the Hidden Tooth. The pink Jizo statue, known as Jinza's Jizo statue, is the rare one that there's only 1 of and is obtained by completing Jinzaemon Kumano's side quest. All you have to do is find him and speak to him at the different locations that he appears in. You'll first notice him at the Ashina Reservoir just before the Lone Shadow Long Swordsman fight, then he moves to the abandoned dungeon just before the Bottomless Hole, then in the same area he'll appear just after where you fight the Headless Ape, and then finally you'll see him just before fighting Orin of the Water. After beating Orin, if you go back and talk to him, he will then give you the pink Jizo statue. As for the red Jizo statues, they're found throughout the game, so I won't go into the details for these, but I think it's worth mentioning that in New Game Plus, some of the prayer beads that you've already found via exploring, they'll be replaced by red Jizo statues. So the Hidden Tooth is arguably one of the most underrated and unknown items in the game. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Hidden Tooth and if you're going to use it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.